possible relapses. So today we are going to be building our first action plan. And this is where the fun begins. So in our last video, we talked about triggers, which were external circumstances that increase any symptoms of panic, anxiety, and discomfort. So you've outlined your triggers. Now we're going to make a plan to deal with them. So where are we going to look? In our first video, you built the wellness toolbox. So we're going to refer back to our wellness toolbox, and we're going to pick out the coping skills and wellness tools that are going to help us combat triggers when they come up. Remember, avoidance is a really helpful tool for people, especially when dealing with triggers, and especially in early recovery. I know for me, I'm diagnosed with major depression and a substance use issue, that it was really helpful for me to avoid going to nightclubs and bars throughout the first 3 or 4 years of my recovery. So, avoidance can be a great tool, and any other thing that you've put in your wellness toolbox that you think is going to be helpful, write out in your trigger action plan. So, pull out your manual. Right behind the trigger section, you'll see a place to create your trigger action plan. This list, you can make it as long as you want. Put several things down. It's really helpful to write these things out because it creates memory. And when you're triggered in the future, you're going to be able to more easily remember how to deal with it. So some people like to take each trigger and match it with a specific coping or wellness tool. You can absolutely do that. For the purposes of our class in this video, we are going to be outlining the certain wellness tools and coping skills that fit at the level of severity of a trigger. Okay? So these are things like breathing exercises, calling a peer support person, making an appointment with a therapist, calling a trusted friend, taking a nature walk, getting out into the sunlight, doing some meditation, prayer, exercise. If you like painting, anything that's going to help deal with your trigger, list here. Remember, this can be a long list. I like to put 30 to 40 wellness tools in my trigger action plan. That way, I have a lot of options. Because when I'm at the level of severity of a trigger, I still have a lot of control over my mental health and my emotions. So I have the ability to look at a lot of wellness tools and pick which one I think is going to work best. So go ahead, write out the wellness tools and coping skills that you think would best help you deal with your triggers. Thank you so much for joining me in this session, and I cannot wait to see you again.